Okay, so then we'll move on to the Ghost Hawk, which, is called the Ghost Hawk, but I believe it's pretty much just supposed to be the Sky Hawk. Um, and then you've got Lift Ticket, and I know Lunacy is not a big, or Lunacy 05 is not a big fan of the face, but I believe it's pretty. If you have the original Lift Ticket, his face is pretty much close to that. It's kind of like Sneak Peek. Also, is another one of those figures that, if I'm remembering correctly, it was a figure that was molded after Stephen King's son, I believe, and Sneak Peek, I believe, or maybe it was his son came up with the figure, and then Crystal Ball, I think, or maybe I'm confusing those. But anyway, so the face maybe this time it wasn't, but I believe it's pretty accurate to the original Lift Ticket. But I still agree with Lunacy 05 that it is kind of a little funny looking face, but we all can't be supermodels, so um, I think Lift Ticket's okay. And anyway, we do have two of these. I've got a one that's open that I've got to eventually do a video for. Um, so two of those, one closed, and then one open. And then we've got two of these, and originally I wasn't gonna um, do a video for my Pterodome because it's got some stains on it and all that kind of stuff, and it's missing some pegs for the doors and everything. But I was still going to do it because Lunacy 05 was saying it might be worth it to show it. But I couldn't find the fire bat, and then I finally did find it, and but then I couldn't find the bombs that I knew I did have. But now looking at these ones, I'm thinking I probably have come across the bomb. So when I go back through, I'll try and keep an eye out for the old school bombs and get those on my Firebat, and then keep an eye out for AVAC because I believe I do have AVAC. I eventually was bought two Pteradomes back in the day when I was able to collect the older line, and so eventually by buying two of them I was able to get a AVAC, and so he's hiding somewhere. But anyway, um, so I would have done a video for the Pterodome that I have and all the other stuff if I could have found it. But kind of cool that if I'm not able to find it, at least I do have the updated AVAC and the updated Firebat. I'm not sure really what differences they made. I think the major difference, and I don't know if this is automatically something that Hasbro would have done, or maybe with recommendation of the fans out there, telling them that there is quite a bit of older people and even kids that do collect different versions of GI Joe, and so they do, in my opinion, try their best to do some tweaks and variations to things that they re-release so that you are able to tell what is the original and what's not. And I can't seem to think of it right now, but when I do a video, at least for this, I'll be able to show the comparisons. If I'm not mistaken, this one is a little bit darker than the original, but I believe that's how you tell. Is one, the red is a little bit darker on, and one, the red is a little not as dark. But that might be the same as with the Firebat, and if I didn't show that off yet, of course, this is the Firebat Jet with AVAC. Is they released it with the all these names with the Cobra Dome, but they also released it, I believe, in the catalog. So maybe there's actually three versions of the color. The color of this one, the color of the one that came out in the catalog, and then the color of the one that came with the Terradome. So that will definitely be something that I will try and make sure I figure out when I do a video for this. So I do have two of them, if I'm not mistaken, because there's this one in my hand, and then there's that one over there. And then we'll go on to some of the Toys R Us exclusives. And the first one we're going to start with, at the time at least, Toys R Us exclusives. G.I. Joe Air Command. Never really opened these because, again, got sidetracked or other things were happening. But it's rather cool that they released, what's his name? Wild Bill again, and it's kind of a nice military green. And then you've got Ace in kind of another military green. And they released Wild Bill with two guns. I think he originally came with two guns, but I think the biggest complaint that people had with Wild Bill, this one, and of course the one that they released with the, I see it way over there, but the Dragonhawk mold or whatever, is that his head, when you take off his hat, his head's a little small. So I don't know that I would do this, or maybe you can use it as somebody, like if you do have this one and you want to use this figure instead of the one that comes with the Dragonhawk from the Rise of Cobra line, he kind of, with the mustaches, reminding me of one of the pilots that has a little scene in the beginning of the Rise of Cobra when the transport is being attacked. So that's what that just made me think about with the little helmet that hopefully you can see right there. You just put that on his head and it's alright. You won't hopefully be able to tell that he's got a small head. The other one that's I think is kind of cool because I never owned him as a kid and makes me kind of want to open this pack is Sky Duster. Not sure if that's really his original name in the 80s, but so that will be definitely something to look up when I do a video for either this or, something else in the future. So we got two of those, and if you can't tell yet, I'm trying to have good light, but it's starting to get dark. It's about 5 o'clock at night, if not later. So then we have two of these as well. One there, and then of course one that we'll bring up front. And this is the senior ranking officers. You got one of three here, which I'm just noticing. When you get the G.I. Joe Air Command, and then three of three right here, which is senior ranking officers. And maybe they released three Cobra and three bad guys. Or, so tired. Three Cobras, the bad guys, and three of these different packs for the good guys. Because here you have Cobra Commander, Cobra Trooper, and then the Cobra Officer. And I don't believe I ever had to open them because eventually I got the best of the 80s Cobra Commander and made a LBC out of him. So never had the urge to open either one of them right now. But if you hadn't bought the original Cobra Commander, or you weren't able to get the best of the 80s Cobra Commander, let's say you were just starting to get into this line, or even right now, maybe you're just seeing this video and you're thinking about going and getting some of the older Cobra Commanders. You might, some people might disagree with me, but if you're not too worried about having a completely accurate, cartoon accurate, or figure accurate, or on and on, save yourself, quite a bit of money and don't buy all the other Cobra Commanders that are out there. Just get this 3 pack, and or maybe that's all you really have the room for, or want to spend the money for. This is a great pack to, if you're limited on your space and money and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, on to the next video. All right, bye.